Welcome back to another budgeting video. Moving forward for the rest of 24, we are going to do our closeouts and our next month budget together. This is because I have a lot of content coming out for you guys, so subscribe if you want mindset, productivity, all areas of your life, and really just start balancing your life one day at a time to bloom into the person you want to be. Now, talking about money, we are going to be closing out September and jumping right into October's budget. And that being said, I have a new program through Excel to show you guys exactly the money that we made, how much we have left over, and it's more automatic and hopefully quicker for you, and I can talk you through the steps. I will point out a few things here and there, but it's realistically just going to be me putting in my money of what we actually spent in September, and then in October I can walk through what is kind of happening with our money and where we're gonna put our money in for our budget. So let's jump right in. We are a family of 3. It's me, my husband, and his son, so my stepson, but then we house 3 other people. There's a lot of us when it comes to groceries. We have a little bit of a different type of relationship, different type of money relationship, and as always, this is our money situation. This is our financial situation. Do not compare yourself to us. We've been budgeting for over a year. The way we budget may seem crazy. Some of these numbers may not seem like we are really budgeting, but for us, it is what is most realistic for our family. When you are doing your budget, make sure that you are balancing your wants and your needs, but make sure that you are paying off your debt, have your bills and expenses, and then spend. But let's jump right into the closeout. It's going to be quick, and then we will go into our new monthly budget. So as you can see, it has everything that we had before. We have our income section, our bills and expenses, sinking and spending funds, and our debt. Now, that being said, everything will start once we put in all of our income. It will tell us how much we have left to budget, and everything will auto-populate into this balance down here. So watch these numbers as they happen. The ones that matter are this one and all of these, and you will see the difference of if we were over or under for every single category. Okay, so jumping right in, we have my husband's paychecks. Oops, make sure I can type. And then rent, which is typical. So as of right now, we are ahead on everything. You can see that. Then we had savings for vacation. That was a sinking fund that we did. So we rolled that over, and then my work reimbursement was exactly $50. So already we have $2,235 extra, but we actually also got an insurance reimbursement check, and we moved more money from our account into savings. So our insurance check was $55, and then we moved $1,450 into savings. So we have $11,490. Now I want to talk about this $1,450. This will be broken down hopefully either into our debt or sinking fund, but we will see once the time comes. Jumping right into your bills and expenses, that should be the next thing that you always focus on, making sure that your needs are necessary. So everything that we were expecting to pay was $1,400, then our internet was $135. It did go up. I do need to have a conversation with our provider. Phone, utilities, our groceries was actually $1,200, so we went over $100 here. Gym was $35 like normal. Even on a busy travel month, we only did $200. Our health insurance, instead of doing 0, we decided to pay, and then it was $160 for our subscriptions. We also decided to pay our water bill. It was $90. It came in September, and we decided to pay it so it didn't have to go in October's bill because we knew we had about $2,000 over, and then we had money to still move into savings, so we knew we had the money to be able to do that. Jumping right down to our bad debt, this is for a bad car debt in collections. We actually were able to save $1,400. So that was $400. The more than what we thought we were going to spend, which was great. And then jumping right into our spending funds. The only reason I'm jumping into the spending funds is because we were able to save a bit more. Spoiler alert, but you can tell if I have $2,090 and I have $5,000 left over, we should be able to save more. Now, realistically, with the difference, we should be able to put those into the sinking funds. We should have around $3,640 of savings, because that's extra money that we weren't planning on spending. You should always put your spending into what your next goal is. For us, it is our savings. But I like to balance life and live life on the edge, so let's talk about this. So, of course, we have 180. Yes, we went on a trip. Yes, we were going to put everything into the his and her category. Hold on, I'll explain that in a minute, because we have $570 left over. And then we did really well with our spending on that end too. Then for all of our birthday, we have $10.40. So we want $40 over. It was probably one of the lunches or breakfasts that we did. That's okay. So now, instead of putting it into his or hers, we do have our trip. The trip was for me and my husband, and we wanted to keep it within that $570. We spent $20 more at $590, so I'm really proud. And we actually still spent less by $165 than what we planned for our spending fund. So guys, we have $3,910 to go with. Now, did we put that all in our home? No. We put $1,300 into our home. We did our emergency funds, and that was $1,250. And then, because of some situations that happened with our household, we need to make sure that we had some rent for next month left over. So that being said, this budget shows that we've realistically overspent by $165. We saved more money in our debt. We saved more money in our sinking funds, but we also did spend about $595 on everything up here. Now let me tell you what that was. That was our health insurance and paying that water bill. So between those two, that is basically $590. So everything else kind of balanced out between what we thought we were going to do based off our budget and where we were actually. So that's really exciting. That is September. I'm going to pop up on the screen what our actual totals are next to this balance right now. As you can see, it was about $300-ish. We will be rolling over. It's about $350, I believe. I don't have it on the screen right now. And that being said, our actual numbers are really exciting. We are going to roll over $300 into next month. And with these rounded numbers, we were close. So we were about $100 off with all the rounding, but that is great for September, and I cannot wait to see where we're going to go with October. So let's jump right into that. Now for October, we are going to roll over $300, as I said, because that is really important to make sure that we know that we have that rollover money, and that if we are not going to put it into savings, then it is not $300 to just automatically spend. So you can either keep it in your account or you can roll it over to the next month. Okay, so this is what the spreadsheet looks like, completely empty. You can see everything that's in there. We have all of our extras, and we make sure that everything is empty. Going into our new monthly budget, we always put $400 for my husband, and he is getting all 5 paychecks this month. For me, I'm only getting 2 because I'm bi-weekly. We are bringing down the amount that we are budgeting for mine just because it's slow season for my husband, so it will be closer to that $400 than ever before. As last month, as you guys saw if you scroll back, they were $800, $700, $600, even some $900 ones. That's great and all, but let me be honest with you, those are going to slow down until the month of December, then they will pop off again. It's just a couple slow months, and that's okay. We know how to really find that balance throughout the year, and knowing and tracking your budget is so important when you have those times. Rent, we only have $400 of the $1,400 just due to family situations. We're going to gift him his rent for Christmas as his Christmas gift. We did it now. He was really willing to do that, really grateful. And so that being said, we are paying his $1,000, but we did $1,100 just in case. So we have savings for rent. Savings for rent, and that is the $1,100. So right now we are sitting at a good spot. Now we need to put over our rollover from last month. As you saw, it was like $350. We are going to move $300, and we're still at a good point. We're usually somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000 depending on the month of how many paychecks, the way we're budgeting, how much of our paychecks we're actually budgeting, all of that. But we also have our credit card cashback, and I believe that's going to be about $275. Oops, I just put that in the blank one, $275. So what we are going to do is figuring out from this $7,375 what we can budget out. So of course, as always, you want to go to your bills and expenses. We have to do our expenses first. We don't have a water bill. We paid that last month. We have 140. It's like 135. Oh, I need to make these all the same size. I will do that next time. Sorry, guys. 35 for our phone. Our utilities, we just pay a flat rate to our landlord, who's my mom. Our gym is 35. Our gas, we're actually going to do $250. Our health insurance, I think we're going to do $350 this month. And then our subscriptions, we are going to call this $200. We have a few more things coming in than normal. And then our groceries is going to be $1,200 this month. The only reason I'm saying that is because I think we're going to have to stock up a little bit more. We don't have a lot of our pantry goods. We've really cleaned out our house right before our trip, so to restock, I think that's going to be close. But that leaves us with $3,265. Now every month we like to put some into our savings. We want to put $1,000 to keep us on track. And then our sinking funds is going to be our home, always a priority. And typically it's like $300 per my paycheck, but we want to put a little bit extra because that would be about $700, but we're going to try to put $1,000. Now, let's be honest, we want to balance our fun and spending. His, hers, I can't type and talk. Dine out and fam. And then we have other, and miscellaneous. Now, being honest, I want to give ourselves some grace. With that being said, what I'm gonna do is do $550. Okay, now other miscellaneous, I don't think we're gonna need more than like $215. We have nothing crazy coming out this month. That leaves us about $500 into another sinking fund. I think that it's important to start doing each month, us putting money aside for holidays, birthdays, all of that. We were unable to do that this year, so we are going to start in October for Christmas / holidays / any events, any gifts, anything like that. So this is a really tight month for us, but as you can see, with that $500 that we had left over, we are at a zero-based budget. We are realistic with what we have. We're hoping to have more actual, which means hopefully we can hit our $3,000 savings and emergency funds. This $500 does not count, so that means $2,000 is going. Now I want to let you guys know about our savings. So we are going to try to save for the next 3 months, so October, November, December, the $3,000 for our 6-month goal. But in January, I do want to do a full financial reset of how we're going to save for our home down payment, how we are going to fill up our emergency fund, and by then, by December, we will have this bad debt paid off, or at least have the money to go to the place and have it paid off. And that is our goal, that is our dream, that is what we are trying to do. And I'm so proud of ourselves for how far we've come financially, the way we talk about money as a family and in our community. And we are someone who doesn't talk about money to judge anyone or make anyone feel uncomfortable. But if you have questions about the way that we invest, the way that we do our money, how we save the money that we do, I will be honest with you guys, we have a nest egg that is continuously growing because of the money that I'm putting in, the money that we need to do for our down payments, the money for our emergency fund. We always have that nest egg. Now, realistically, life's gonna happen. And that's where you need to find the balance. You need to know what areas of your life are most important. If buying a house is not for you, you need to pay off more debt. Focus on that area of life. That's what I'm here to share, our financial journey, but really check out people who are in your financial situation, people who are aggressively paying off debt, people who are in larger families, people who are just them and their significant other. There are so many different ways that people spend their money, share their money, and how they're doing it over here on YouTube. And that's a community that I like to be part of because it's part of every area of your life. But it's also important to understand that there are so many other areas of your life, such as mindset, productivity, who you want to become, the person you want to be. All of those things are just as important, if not as important, as the money. So if money stresses you out and you watch this far, join our community to see other areas of your life that may be better for you as you're starting your journey of becoming your best self and the person you want to be. And don't stress about money. Go talk to someone. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing our money situation, sharing how we break it down. But as always, focus on the money that's coming in. Know your bills and expenses. Know your debt. Start paying it off. And know that you can still spend some money if you have everything else figured out. Or start saving little bits, $5 a week, whatever it may be, to be able to have that luxury once a month, once a year, whatever it is. Because right now we are not going on trips. We are not traveling as much as we did in 2023. It is time to buckle down, know what we truly want, and step into that person. So, as always, keep blooming, keep balancing, and know that you are not alone when it comes to your financial situation. You can bloom one day at a time as you balance every single area of your life to become the person of your dreams. So keep going, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.